Hi guys, in this one I'm going to go over the introduction for Town Hall Level 9. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first new thing for Town Hall Level 9 is we have a new key defense to worry about. So here we have the Expo. The Expo has two modes. You either have a ground mode with increased range or an air and ground mode with reduced range. So what makes the air defense a threatening defense is it does a lot of damage very quickly. So in attacks going forward, they are going to be a key defense to take out so we can make sure we get through the rest of the base. And because the introduction of the Expo is here, it makes these bases a little bit tougher to take out. So you need to know a little bit more of what you're doing in your attacks than you had to do at lower levels. The next new thing is we have new troops we can request, but only a few. So the first one we have is an Electro Dragon. This one is going to be mostly a defensive troop that you will have to deal with, not offensive at this point. Later on it will become more offensive, but what it does is it does very strong blasts that chain to different buildings or into cage troops. So you need to make sure you take it out fairly quickly before it gets to shoot its blast multiple times. Next troop we have is a Super Wall Breaker. This is better than the traditional Wall Breaker, however it's not that useful at this level because with the wall breakers, you want to mostly be able to take them in your original army and not usually have them as requested troops. The other troop we have is the Super Archer. This troop is similar to an ordinary archer, except that it has a longer range and it pierces defenses, so it can hit multiple defenses with one blast. It's a very good troop, however not at this point because just like the regular archer, it doesn't have a lot of health, so it can get taken down fairly quickly. And also, since we can't make them in our real army, we can't swarm with them. The last one we have is the Super Barbarian, which this is mostly just a stronger version of a regular barbarian. However, in a lot of armies, especially going up, when you can use this in your army that you take in with you, this is a very good funneling troop. Alright, now let's go ahead and get to the new hero of Town Hall Level 9. So the new hero is going to be the Minion Prince. He isn't really that versatile as he is a hero that was introduced fairly recently in the grand scheme of things. So many updates will likely come in the future with the Minion Prince getting more powerful. However, at this moment, he isn't the best. The next new thing we have to see is the Archer Queen has an essential piece of equipment that unlocks at this level, which is going to be the Giant Arrow. The Giant Arrow crosses the entire base and does enough damage to take out a lot of defenses along the way. However, that is only if you get it to level 9 at this level, so you want to make sure you get it to level 9 as soon as you can get it. It's mostly going to be used in Lalo style or Dragon style attacks. Let's go ahead and get into the troops you can make. So the troops you can make at this level are going to include the Baby Dragon, which the Baby Dragon is used in some very niche attacks, but not any attacks you would really take too seriously at this level. It's a very good cleanup troop, and specifically for funneling for the Queen Charge. Other than that, it doesn't have that many applications. The next troop you have is going to be the Witch. Now the Witch is the best troop at Town Hall Level 9 on defense and offense, so you will see a lot more of the Witch as we move forward, specifically in smash style attacks, just because of how many ways you can use them effectively. The last new troop is going to be the Lava Hound. Now the Lava Hound is specifically only used in Lalo style attacks, but it is essential to making them work properly. It defends balloons and any other air troops from air defenses, and then when it's defeated, it spawns a lot of lava pups around, as you can see in the video that Supercell provides us. Now, because of this, it's actually tricky to deal with on defense too, especially with the queen charge. It counters the queen charge very well because the queen takes a long time to already get through the lava hound, and then afterward it has to defeat all the lava pups. Next, we're going to look at the new spells we have. So, the first new spell is going to be the haste spell. The haste spell really speeds up troops. However, it does not increase their damage. The only troop this really helps a lot is going to be the balloon because its damage output is already pretty good. It's just slow. So specifically in Lalo attacks, we will be using a lot of those. The next new spell we have is going to be the skeleton spell. This spell is mostly good for distracting defenses. You can place it down where your troops are about to go, and it'll keep the defenses distracted while your troops take it out. So it's a little bit more difficult to use, but if you really know how to use a skeleton spell, it is very powerful. The next spell we have is going to be the jump spell. This spell is only really useful if you were going to be doing a lot of smash attacks and some other niche situations. What it does is it makes it so where your troops can just jump walls. However, it does expire. The time is not very user-friendly at this level, but as you upgrade, the time will just last the entire attack for most of it, so it becomes a lot less of a problem. The last spell you get is going to be the freeze spell, and this spell freezes defenses. This is useful in many, many different things. However, it's not groundbreaking. But being able to just freeze defenses and keep them from attacking your troops is super good, especially if a defense is building up damage and increasing its damage as the more it is targeting something. Using the freeze, you can reset it. You can also, if you don't like what it's targeting, you can use a freeze and hope it targets a different troop when it wakes back up. Now, as far as Town Hall level 9 goes, because they added the minion prints of Town Hall 9, Town Hall 9 is very similar to Town Hall level 8. However, it didn't used to be this way. A long time ago, the Archer Queen was unlocked at Town Hall level 9. So this made Town Hall level 9 really desirable because you know how versatile the Queen is because we have it at Town Hall level 8 now. But now that Town Hall 9 has a minion prince instead of the Queen, it's not near as versatile, and so that makes Town Hall 9 act very similarly to Town Hall 8 these days. So going into it, your hybrid style attacks will not be changing hardly at all. Your dragon style attacks will have your giant arrow added for the most part. The attacks where you're going to see the most changes are your smash attacks because of the introduction of the witch and the jump spell, and your Lalo attacks because of the introduction of the lava hound. Alright, that's going to be it for this one.